Hello, I have the $200 million for you. Easy money. Jake Paul versus Canelo. Let's get it done. This is what the fans have been waiting for. This is the biggest fight that can possibly be made in boxing. Canelo said he's down on the phone, so we're gonna make it happen. I have the 200.
What's the deal with 200 for Canelo?
Yeah, 200 for him, 300 for me. We'll get the deal done. Easy work.
He put the laughing emojis. What do you think that meant?
Man, I don't know what it means, but he's not gonna be laughing when I beat his ass.
Jake Paul aggressively called out Canelo Alvarez while reportedly throwing around the idea of a massive $200 million fight offer, using a loud and confrontational tone designed to grab attention and provoke a reaction. The challenge came across as highly confident and intentionally disrespectful, with Jake attempting to position himself alongside one of boxing's most accomplished pound-for-pound champions. However, many fans and analysts see the call-out more as a publicity move and pressure tactic than a genuine competitive threat. In reality, facing a prime elite-level fighter like Canelo would represent a completely different level of difficulty, intensity, and punishment compared to the opponents Jake Paul has faced so far in his boxing career.
Sign the contract, Canelo. Much respect to you. Let's make the biggest fight in boxing happen. And that's the exclusive Kick live stream. Jake Paul versus Canelo official.
Jake Paul continues pushing the same highly confident narrative, speaking as if he belongs among boxing's elite, while making bold claims about defeating top-level fighters. His approach is loud and fearless on the surface, but many critics believe the talk relies more on hype, promotion, and social media attention than proven accomplishments inside the ring. When names like Canelo Alvarez or David Benavidez are brought into the discussion, many fans feel the confidence starts sounding unrealistic because the gap in experience, technical skill, ring IQ, and championship-level competition is still enormous. According to many observers, that level of elite boxing cannot simply be bridged through confidence, online callouts, or self-promotion alone.
His response on Instagram?
I did.
What you think?
I didn't see it. What did he say?
It was laughing emojis, like crying emojis.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be crying when I win.
Canelo Alvarez has remained calm and composed in response to Jake Paul's callout, showing no real sense of urgency or concern about the challenge being presented. Rather than getting involved in loud trash talk or online drama, Canelo appears to view the situation more as entertainment and publicity than as a serious competitive threat. His reaction makes it clear that he sees a massive difference in experience, skill, and overall level between himself and Jake Paul. By staying relaxed and refusing to fully buy into the hype, Canelo gives the impression that he does not view the matchup as a genuine elite-level boxing contest, despite all the attention surrounding it.
You need to pay your cars.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, and I respect it because that would have been a hate crime if you guys ever got into the ring.
No, I don't. Not even a call it like as a fight.
Right.
No, it's
Nakisa Baydarian keeps the situation strictly business-focused, refusing to get caught up in the hype surrounding Jake Paul's reported $200 million call-out toward Canelo Alvarez. Rather than fueling the fantasy matchup with emotional reactions or dramatic statements, Nakisa shifts the focus toward long-term planning and the current priorities surrounding Jake's career. At the same time, he still acknowledges Jake Paul's enormous commercial value, mainstream attention, and ability to generate massive interest in the sport. However, his tone makes it clear that future decisions will be made strategically and carefully, based on business logic and realistic opportunities rather than hype, pressure, or emotional callouts.
How much we got to pay Jake if we're paying Canelo 200? That's what I want to know, man. Our focus is on this weekend. I think, that's what's important. Jake obviously is looking to come back at the end of the year, and there's a lot of options in terms of what he can do. I think it's very clear he's one of the biggest stars inside and outside of the sport on every different facet of mainstream culture, and we're excited when that.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. quickly dismissed the idea of Jake Paul facing Canelo Alvarez, making it clear that he believes Jake would be completely out of his depth against an elite pound-for-pound fighter of that level. Mayweather did not try to soften the criticism, pointing directly to the enormous gap in skill, experience, technique, and championship-level ability between the two fighters. While he acknowledged that Jake Paul has succeeded in bringing huge attention and commercial interest to boxing through crossover events and social media influence, Mayweather's comments made it obvious that he sees elite-level boxing as a completely different world. In his view, Popularity, hype, and online fame offer no protection once someone steps into the ring against a seasoned champion like Canelo, where technical precision and years of high-level experience become overwhelming factors.
Fucked up by Canelo. Oh, I'm sorry. It's TMT.
Yeah, you can curse. You can curse. You can curse.
I apologize, but
No apologize.
there's no way he get demolished. But for what he's doing, as long as they keep getting YouTubers and keep putting them in.
Jake Paul responded with full confidence, speaking as though a future showdown with Canelo Alvarez is already a realistic path for his career. He brushed aside criticism and doubt, continuing to place himself in conversations alongside some of boxing's biggest names, while presenting himself as a serious future threat in the sport at the same time. Many observers feel the tone comes across more as branding, promotion, and self-marketing than genuine competitive analysis. When compared to elite champions who have spent years fighting at the highest level, critics point to the massive difference in technical ability, experience, ring IQ, and overall boxing pedigree that still separates Jake Paul from the sport's true elite fighters.
On your roster with under 10 fights, no problem. And that's right now, too. Just wait to just give me a couple of years, bro. Ooh, I'm coming for your boy Canelo.
Yeah?
I'm coming for your boy Canelo.
Okay.
That's on God.
Look, I don't think he minds that fight. You know?
He didn't say no.
No, I know.
Canelo didn't say no to a fight with him.
Well, why would he not? That's the biggest. That's one of the biggest fights in boxing that can be made.
Eddie Hearn tries to keep his assessment balanced and respectful, acknowledging that Jake Paul has improved as a boxer and continues to develop with experience. However, beneath the polite tone, Hearn draws a very firm line when it comes to elite-level competition and genuine world-class status. While giving Jake credit for his progress and ability to attract attention to the sport, Hearn makes it clear that hype, popularity, and social media influence are completely separate from the standards required at the highest level of professional boxing. His message suggests that although Jake may continue improving, the world occupied by elite champions is built on years of technical refinement, ring intelligence, and top-tier competition, a level Hearn believes Jake is still far away from reaching.
I give you the props, I give you the respect, you're improving all the time, but the proof will be in the pudding. I don't believe, by the way, I've said that I think Jake Paul is better than some fighters, but I don't believe you will ever get close to being a world-class fighter.
Max Kellerman and Stephen A. Smith completely dismissed the idea of Jake Paul being competitive against Canelo Alvarez, arguing that the gap in timing, experience, instincts, and elite-level skill is simply too large to overcome. In their view, this is not a close matchup or even a realistic boxing comparison at the highest level of the sport. They describe Canelo as a lifelong elite counterpuncher with world-class defensive awareness and the ability to instantly punish mistakes the moment they appear. According to their analysis, Jake's confidence and self-belief may work for promotion and entertainment, but against a fighter operating at Canelo's level, those qualities alone would not be enough to survive sustained pressure and technical precision inside the ring. Rather than debating who might win, Kellerman and Stephen A. focus on why they believe the matchup would become dangerously one-sided once the skill difference is exposed under real elite-level conditions.
Possible. He has 0% chance to beat Canelo Álvarez. That's the worst guy he could fight is Canelo Álvarez. The worst thing he can do.
No. Tell us why. I want your
because Canelo Álvarez is not playing games.
Thank you.
Everything.
That's what I'm saying.
Everything is muscle memory since he was a kid. He was a natural. He's fought every fighter there is. He's beaten light heavyweights, and he's a natural counterpuncher. You come to him, he just beats the hell out of you. There's no way in any universe Jake Paul could ever beat Canelo Álvarez. But I love the fact.
Canelo Alvarez responds in a calm and controlled manner, but the tone carries a subtle dismissal that says far more than direct trash talk ever could. While he acknowledges that Jake Paul has improved and continues putting effort into boxing, there's no genuine sense of concern or urgency in the way he speaks about him. Instead, Canelo's attitude feels more like he is observing a developing fighter rather than preparing for a legitimate elite-level threat. That quiet distance in his response arguably makes the gap feel even larger, because even the respect he offers comes with clear separation between Jake's current level and the world occupied by proven champions. Canelo is not denying Jake's growth or popularity, but his reaction makes it obvious that he still sees a major difference in class, experience, and technical ability, regardless of how loud the callouts or headlines become.
But love you for knocking him out. I think that's
maybe. Yeah, you're right. Maybe that's right. But in 2 years, we'll see, right? I hope he improved more and he do a really good job. Believe I say this in serious. I hope he doing really good job and improve in boxing and.
Adama is essentially making the point that while Jake Paul may look solid in certain situations, there's still a massive gap between his current level and true elite world-class boxing. He offers some credit for Jake's improvement and dedication, but quickly draws a firm line when comparisons to Canelo Alvarez or other top-tier champions enter the conversation. According to Adama, this is the reality Jake continues to face whenever discussions move beyond entertainment and into genuine elite competition. Against fighters shaped by Olympic systems, championship experience, and years of world-level development, Jake's unconventional background still stands out more than his actual boxing pedigree. Even the praise carries an underlying warning, because many people within top-level boxing believe the same thing. Jake Paul may be improving, but he is still far away from operating in the same league as proven elite champions.
I actually think he's a decent boxer, but you're not on the caliber of...
Frank Warren is not adding hype or fantasy to the discussion surrounding Jake Paul potentially facing Canelo Alvarez. Instead, his comments carry a far more serious tone, acknowledging the real danger involved when someone steps into the ring against an elite champion operating at that level. While Warren gives Jake credit for his confidence and willingness to challenge himself, it is clear that his respect only goes so far. His message suggests that belief, popularity, and self-promotion are completely different from being prepared for the realities of world-class boxing competition. According to Warren's view, stepping into a fight against opposition far above anything Jake has previously experienced would place him in genuine danger, because confidence alone cannot protect a fighter once the technical skill, timing, pressure, and experience gap inside the ring becomes overwhelming.
It's a dangerous fight. Of course, it's a dangerous fight, but I'm not here to be there selling their show. I've got no interest in the fighters from that perspective. I just think that he is a licensed boxer. He trains. He knows what he's getting involved with. He's not an idiot, and he knows what he's going to be up against. But he must believe in himself to do it.
Duke McKenzie emphasizes the massive experience gap that still exists between Jake Paul and genuine elite level fighters, stressing how important proper coaching, structure, and long-term development are in professional boxing. His comments focus less on hype or popularity and more on the technical foundation required to survive and succeed at the highest level of the sport. That McKenzie suggests that experienced guidance is critical for a fighter still developing, especially when facing increasingly difficult competition. In his view, removing strong direction or making poor decisions during this stage of Jake's career could seriously slow his progress and expose weaknesses once the level of opposition rises. He also points out that in elite boxing, even small mistakes in preparation, discipline, or tactical development can lead to major consequences inside the ring. The overall message is clear. Jake's future depends heavily on structured growth and experienced mentorship, because without that foundation, the gap between him and true world-class fighters will only continue to widen.
He knows the kid inside out. He knows how he works. He knows all the mechanics behind that kid and how to motivate and get the best out of him. We've seen it. And to get rid of him now at this point, I think it's a bad...
Jake Paul has turned this situation into one of the biggest conversations in modern boxing. But once the hype, headlines, and social media noise are stripped away, the message coming from fighters, promoters, and analysts remains largely the same. He is still several levels away from Canelo Alvarez and the true elite tier of the sport. Confidence, promotion, and mainstream popularity can generate enormous attention and sell massive events, but they do not change the realities inside the ring. Canelo is a lifelong elite counterpuncher who has spent years competing against world champions and top pound-for-pound fighters, while Jake is still developing his boxing identity and gaining experience under genuine pressure situations. According to many voices around boxing, the difference between those two levels is not small, it is enormous. Even when Jake receives praise for improving and helping grow interest in the sport, that respect is almost always followed by questions about whether he could truly survive against opposition operating at Canelo's level. If the fight ever becomes reality, the conversation would quickly move beyond hype and promotion. At that point, it would become about what boxing always reveals in the end: timing, skill, composure, experience, and the ability to handle elite pressure when there is nowhere left to hide. The biggest question surrounding Jake Paul now is whether he is genuinely chasing greatness inside the sport, or simply pursuing the largest and most lucrative opportunity possible before the realities of elite-level boxing fully catch up to him.